this class work like this XML, we use this annotation configuration. So to make the class app config work like XML, we use configuration. Okay, fine. Right. Similarly, the methods inside this class, are equal to bean ID, bean elements in the XML. Right now, if you see here, whatever this bean ID equal to employee. First of all, this bean element, this bean XML element is equal to this bean annotation. This is equal to the bean XML element. This is equal to bean XML element. Right? Similarly, this ID, this is bean ID, right? Now, when we use like this, the method name is the bean ID. So method name is equal to bean ID. Right? And the method return type, this return type is equal to the class. So the return type of the method is equal to the class in Excel. Okay. Right. Now, what will happen now? Your application context will execute this. Similarly, your application context will execute this method. So this method inside this, we have a object creation, because object creation is done in Java like this only, right? So when application context, we are not going to call this method. Who is going to call this method? This method, because any method annotated with the bean. @ bean is called by application context. Any method annotated with @ bean is called by application context. Okay. Now, what this will do? This will create the, when that method gets executed, that bean gets created. Bean means object only, right? Fine. Now we are going to see one important scenario. We know AutoWire by name, right? We have seen that. We know auto var by name. How do auto var by name works? It will see the bean ID. I mean, it will see the property name matching with any of the bean IDs, right? The XML. Now auto var by type. Just 1 minute. Hello. Hello. Oh, అవునా సార్ ఓకే ఓకే అదేదో అది ఒక డిసేబుల్ అయినా ఓకే చూస్తాం ఓకే ఓ సారీ ఓ యాక్చువల్లీ ద స్క్రీన్ ఇస్ నాట్ I thought actually the screen is shared. Okay. Sorry. I thought screen is shared. Okay, then I'll explain, not an issue. See, whatever yesterday I explained, I'm repeating that. So I did not explain any new concept. See, whatever this @ configuration is there, this @ configuration we are using at the class level. We are using at the class level. Now to make this class work like XML, okay. Now that means whenever we declare this @ configuration at the class level, that means this class will work like this XML. So @ configuration means to make class app config work like XML, we use @ configuration. Okay. So to make class app config work like XML, we use @ configuration. Okay. Now, inside this XML, what are defined? Bean IDs are defined. Now, inside this class, what will be defined? Bean methods will be defined. Okay. Now, let us go one by one. This bean XML tag, this tag is equal to this bean annotation. So this bean annotation is equal to the bean XML element. Okay. And the ID of this is equal to the method name. The ID of this XML is equal to the method name. And the return type of this method is equal to the class. The return type of this method is equal to the class. Okay, see here, the return type of this method is equal to the class in XML. The method name is equal to the bean ID. Okay. Now, everyone understood till here? Okay. So I'll just say I'll write here Java XML. @ configuration at class level. In XML, this is the XML file. That means a class annotated with configuration is equal to the XML file. Okay, a class annotated with the configuration is equal to the XML file. Next, @ bean at the method. This is equal to the bean XML element in the XML file. This bean XML element. Next, method name. Okay, method name where bean is present. So this is equal to the ID, bean ID value. Whatever the ID that you are present, that bean ID value. Return type of the method. Is equal to the return type of the method is equal to the class value. Okay, like this we can say bean class value. That is this one. Bean ID value is this one. Any method annotated with @bean is called by application context. Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear? Any doubts? All right then. So now, in auto-where by type, okay, now I'm going to tell you one more thing. In XML, we have bean auto-where is equal to, right? This auto-where equal to. So, right, auto-where equal to. So this is equal to @auto-where. But here we have three different types, right? By name, by type, and constructor. But here, what are the types? Okay, let us see. So this first will give, this will work by type only first. By default, it will work like by type. What do you mean by type? Anyone can tell? We have seen these examples. What will be by type? What is auto-where by type? What is auto verify type? Correct. We have seen, right? If you see here, auto verify type, what will happen? Property types should match with bean classes in the XML. That means That means, so it will search for, is there any bean where the class is organized? That means the property type should match with the class, right? Should match with the class. See here. So to inject the bean here, it will check what is a property type, department. It will see whether there is any bean defined with class department. Yes. Yes, there is a bean defined with class department. But there are two beans. Which bean it will get injected? So here we will get an error, right? Remember, here we'll get an error, right? See here, auto variable irrespective of property names have been matching or not, it will always match the property type with the bean class in XML. So if more than one bean found the same class name in XML, then we'll get while error running. Why? Because it will see for department type and how many beans are there with the department class. I mean, this bean contains two beans are there with the same class. Whatever might be the ID, but the class is two beans are there. So you'll get an error, right? This we have seen. Now we'll go to the same way in annotation also. So what I'll do is now, I'll have one more auto while. And I'll generate setters and getters. And in my app config.java, I will have one more bean. Department one. Okay. No. Now, so what will happen now? Okay, let me remove this part. This is my class employee. Right? This is your Java annotation. Let us take now XML. In XML, how we define? right? And so this is your class. Here also allow the same. I'll remove this. Here also I'll add one more auto. Sorry. One employee can belong to two departments, right? Okay. Now you see. So what will happen is now this configuration is equal to this XML, right? If you see here I defined bean employee, here I defined bean ID employee. And here I defined two beans with the department and department one. Here also department and department one. The method name is the bean ID. And the return type of this method is department. Here also department. So here also the class is department here. And when I say auto where equal to by type, that is equal to these two annotations. Because in my employee class, I have to inject these two objects. Now, in this XML, you will get an error. Why? By type means what it will do? It will see. First, it has to inject this. It will see, is there any bean? Is there any bean in the XML? Whose class is department? Yes, right? Is there any bean in the XML whose class is department? Yes. This one, right? Sorry. This one, right? And also this one, right? So two beans are there, right? Two beans are there. So two beans are there. Two beans are there with class two beans are there with class defined as with the class as department. Now you will get an error. Which bean it will inject? It will get an error. Now it will not compare the property name. It doesn't care. Auto verify type in XML doesn't care whatever the property name is there. Blind it goes with this property type with the class. Now two beans are there with class as department. So which bean it will get inject? Whether this bean it has to inject or this bean it has to inject, it will get error. But now in annotation we will see. Now here also it will see. Auto varied means it will see. So first auto varied works on type actually. Okay. When I say annotation, by default this is by type. By default is by type. Okay. Now it will check now, is there any bean with this property type whose return type here the class is The class is equal to the return type here. Whose return type of the method is department? Yes, there are two beans. This bean is returning department type. This bean is returning department type. Now, which bean it gets injected? In XML, you'll get an error, but in annotation, will get an error. We'll see. We'll see that. So let me now run this program. See, you are not getting an error. It is working. In XML, it is getting error, but in annotation, it is not working. You know what will happen now? I'll tell you. How this auto wait will work, I'll tell you. So first it will see this auto wait, wherever the property, auto wait will be on the property. Now it will see the property type matching with bean return type. What is the property type here? What is the property type? Department. Now it will see whether any bean with return type department. Yes, two beans are there. 1, 2. Two beans are there. Okay, now if more than one bean is found, if more than one bean is found, in XML you'll get error, but here it will go and check for property type, property name matching with bean name, with method name. Here, what is method name? It is nothing but bean name only, right? By default, the method name is the bean ID, not bean name, bean ID. In XML, it is bean ID. Right? So if more than one bean is found, it will go and check for property name. So matching, now it will now see this property name should match with the bean ID. Here the method name is the bean ID, whatever the bean ID, this ID. The method name is the bean ID. Now it will see whether this property name is matching with any of this method name. Yes, this is matching. Yes, this is matching. So what will happen now? This object gets injected here. This object gets injected here. Now what will happen now? You see here. Now when I say get bean of department, when I say get bean of department, you will get the hash code. When I say employee.get department, also the same object, right? The same object is getting injected. The same object, this object only is getting injected, right? So whatever this object is there, when I say get department also, you'll get the same object. When I say employee.get department also, you'll get the same object. Now, let us see one more scenario. Now, for this, now this object got injected, right? Now, for this, what will get injected? Now, again, it will see auto wire department. Now, to inject this object, is there any bean with the same class, return type? Yes, two beans are there. Now it will see now the property name. this name is matching with any of the bean methods. Yes, this method is matching. So now this object gets injected. Now, if I say context.getBean of this bean, now we'll see. And then system.out.println of emp.getDepartment1. Now these two will be same. These two, because this object only gets injected here. See, these two are same. Okay. Any doubts here till now? Any doubts here till now? Now, as I told, yeah, I'll tell you so many scenarios now. Any doubts till now? Whatever I told you here till now. Now I'll tell you some more scenarios. The same example. Any doubts till now? Whatever I told? No, right? Right. So now go to your app.config.java. Suppose you change the method names here. DEPT. DEPT1. Right. Now, whatever the method name is there, that is your bean ID. Okay. Now your beans will be created now with the DEPT and DEPT1. Whatever the method names is there, that is your bean ID. DEPT and DEPT1. Right? Now, your employee will have now this. Now, what will happen now? Now, what will happen now? You see. First this auto wire, it will see for, is there any bean with this return type as department? Yes, there are two beans. This is the department and this department. Two beans are there. Now then it will check for now the property name. Is property name matching with the bean ID? So first this will check for, first it will try to match for return type of bean. First will try to match for return type of bean. Okay, if more than one bean is found, if there's only one bean found, exactly that will get injected. If more than one bean is found, one bean found, okay, then it will compare the property name with the bean ID. Now, is this matching with any of this? No. Fine. Now coming to the second one. Now it will see whether this, again, two beans are there. Now it will compare with this. Is this matching with any of the bean ID? Then we'll see whether we'll get an error or not. We'll see. Just see. First of all, here I should not say department, right? I should say DEPT now because my bean ID is DEPT, right? I should not say department. It's a context.get bean of bean ID. Here also I'll say DEPT one. Now let me run this. See, you got an error here. See. Okay, I did not save it. Okay, I did not change it here. DEPT one. Now let me run it. Now you got an error. Expected single matching bean form. Now you got the same as like your auto wire by type in XML. In XML also you got the same error, right? But there directly without comparing the bean ID and the property name, it is only comparing by type. But here first it is comparing with the type, and then it is comparing with the property name. Even if this is not found, then you are getting error. Okay. Now there is an alternative to this. I want the bean names like this only, and the property names like this only. I don't want to change. If I change, it will work actually. If I change either this to department when, or if I change this to DEPT or DEPT one, it will work. I want the names like this. I want these property names like this, but still I want to make it work. So we have an annotation called qualifier. Okay. Now here I will say DEPT, and here I will say another annotation DEPT one. This qualifier is also part of the Spring Framework annotation. So if I run the program now you got. Now what is happening here? So this is my bean. And in employee.java, so I have like this. Now what will happen, first Now, when first it will see auto varied first. Whenever it is auto varied, it will see now for this department how many beans are there. This is matching, this is matching. 2 beans are there in the department. Now, if there is a qualifier, then it will not check for this property name. So first preference will be given to qualifier. So now qualifier will work. Now, for example, if there is more than one matching being found with same return type, okay, or with same class type, we can say. Return this is a class type only, right? Then qualifier will be evaluated. So what qualifier will do is, okay, first preference, then qualifier is evaluated if present. If qualifier is present. If qualifier is not present, then it will check the property name with the bean ID. Suppose if qualifier is present, if qualifier is present, what will happen now? Then it will check, it will try to match the qualifier value present in qualifier with the bean ID. If qualifier is present, it will try to match the value present. It will try to match the value present in the qualifier with the bean ID. Now that means this value should match with either this or this, the bean ID. Now this value is matching with this, right? So then that means this object gets injected here. So this object gets injected. Now coming to here, qualifier here. Now this value should match with either of this bean ID. So this is matching with this, right? So thereby this object gets injected. Everyone understood this part? Right? Now, what happens if qualifier is present? Okay, let us see like this. What happens if qualifier is present but is not matching with the value? Okay. And here I'll say department. Here I'll say department. Now see. Now I have like this. Another scenario we are going to see. Now this is my app config.java. And in my employee.java, I have like this. Now, first auto variant will check now. Auto variant will check now. How many beans? Auto variant will check now. How many beans are there with the same data type? Now two beans. Next it will check for qualifier. Now the value of qualifier is matching with any of the bean names. This is matching with any of these bean names. This is not matching. This one is not matching with this, not matching. So immediately if qualifier is not matching means, see if qualifier is present, remember if qualifier is present and not matching its value to any of the bean IDs in the configuration, we get an error. You know that this property name is matching with this. But since qualifier is not matching, so if qualifier is present not matching, so we know that see this property name, this is matching with this. Suppose if qualifier is not present, okay, it will match this property name with this bean ID. But since qualifier is present, if qualifier is present and not matching its value to any of the bean IDs in the configuration, we get error. Though the property name is matching with the bean ID. Suppose in case qualifier is not present, okay, assume that this qualifier is not present. Suppose in qualifier is not present. Is not present. Then the property name is matched with bean ID, and thereby, so this property name is matched with bean ID and this object gets checked. Just 1 minute, I'm getting one call. Okay. Now suppose now we'll understood, right? Everyone understood, right? So qualifier is that much powerful. Qualifier is that much powerful. Okay. Now let us now think like this. We don't have this one. Okay. Similarly, we don't have this one. So we'll remove this. We have only one. In app config also we'll remove this. Only one. That's it. That means in my configuration class, so this is my app config class. And then in employee, like this, I'll remove this part. Now you see now. Suppose I have like this. Now I'll run this program. Now you see. Now you see. Qualifier is how much powerful, I'll tell you. Now, so this is the bean. And this is the auto wire qualifier. Now auto wire now will check the property type with the class type. Now there is only one bean present. So ideally this should get injected here, right? But if qualifier is present, it will check this qualifier value matching with this bean name, bean ID. So since it is not matching, this will not get injected. See what will happen ideally? Ideally, here I have only one department class type bean. And auto while what it will do? I have only one bean. This is employee bean and this department bean. Now it will see this property type with this bean class. Ideally, this should get injected here. But if qualifier is present, it will try to match this value. It will try to match this value with the bean ID. Since it is not matching, this will not get injected. That much powerful qualifier. So if qualifier is present, even it will not listen for this auto wire action. Okay. So if qualifier is present in any scenario, the value of qualifier should match with the bean ID in the configuration. Everyone understood? right? Now, as I told here, by default, what is a bean ID? The bean ID is a method name, right? By default, bean ID is the method name of bean, where bean annotation is present. Right? By default, bean ID is the method name where bean annotation is present. But we can change this. How? Without changing the method name. Without changing the method name. Without changing the method name, we can give our own bean ID. We can give our own bean ID. How means? Now, if I say like this, DEPT, in brackets like this. Now the bean ID is not this method name. The bean ID is this one. Remember. So now if I have like this now. Now the bean ID is not method name. So that is, it is not department. So the bean ID is DEPT. Right? Remember, because whatever we give inside like this, now this will be the bean ID. This is the bean ID. Now in this scenario, can we give now this qualifier value DEPT to matching with this? Yes, I can give. What is my qualifier value? Here I'll give DEPT. Now in my app.java also, instead of department, I should change the bean ID is DEPT, right? Now let me run now. Now I see it is working, you see. How? Because now come to here. Right? And then in my, this one I'll say like this. Now what will happen now? Now your bean ID, this is your bean ID. Now your bean ID is this one. This should match with the qualifier value. If qualifier is present, it should match. So this is matching. So thereby this gets all injected. Suppose if qualifier is not present, then irrespective of the bean ID or property name, so since I have only one bean with the department class, this updated. In that way, you have to see. So if qualifier is present, qualifier value in qualifier should match with bean ID. Should match with bean ID. If qualifier is not present, okay, the property type should match with the bean class type. Now, if more than one bean is found, If more than one bean is found, then if qualifier is not present, okay, if qualifier is not present, let's see here. These are under qualifier not present. If more than one bean is found, then the property name is matched with bean ID. If no match found, get error. If more than one bean found, then property bean is matched with this. If no match found, this one. Okay. If only one bean found, then the bean gets injected into the property. If qualifier is not present, value in qualifier should match bean. If qualifier is present, value in qualifier should match with bean ID, and that bean gets injected. If value in qualifier is not matching with any of the bean ID, is not matching with any bean ID, then error. This is the summary. Just read this. Qualifier is not matching with any bean ID, then error. If everyone is able to hear me? Everyone is able to hear me? So if qualifier is present, this one. If qualifier is not present, the property type should match with the bean class type. If more than one bean is found, then the property name is matched with the bean ID. If no match found, get error. If only one bean is found, then the bean gets injected to the property. Yes, auto-wait is mandatory when we use qualifier. Everyone understood this summary? Everyone got what is this summary? Any doubts here? Everyone understood this summary? If you understand this summary, whatever today's concepts we discussed, that we will cover here. Okay then. All right then. So we'll close now. So tomorrow we will meet. Sure. Thank you. Yeah, I'll upload this. I don't have this Google Classroom link. I don't know. I'm trying to connect to Praveen. I have to see. Okay, let me contact admin and I'm getting that error in the Google Classroom thing. Yeah, I sent an email to Praveen sir. I did not get it. I'll check again. Okay then. Okay then. Okay, sure. Yeah. Today I'll anyhow inform. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you all. You are getting the Maven project error. See, I sent you the project code, right? You just import that project. See, what I'm telling is, you use JDK 1.8. Whatever the Maven project that I sent you, you just import that project in your workspace. Okay. All right then. Thank you all.